Growth sounds simple. Improve, get better, move forward. But in reality, growth is uncomfortable. It challenges you, it forces you to face things you don't want to accept. And that's why most people don't grow. Not because they can't, but because they avoid acceptance, they avoid reality. They hold on to comfort, to old habits, to familiar patterns, even when those things are holding them back. Because accepting something means you can't ignore it anymore. You can't pretend it's not there. You can't make excuses. You have to face it. And once you face it, you have to change. And that's the part most people resist. They want growth without discomfort, progress without change. But that doesn't exist because growth always requires acceptance. Acceptance of reality, acceptance of responsibility, acceptance of where you are and what needs to change. And until you accept those things, you stay stuck. You repeat the same patterns, you make the same mistakes, you live the same life, not because you want to, but because you never face the truth. That's why this matters. Because the moment you accept reality, you gain power, you gain clarity, you gain direction. So in this video, we're going to talk about 8 things. The things you need to accept if you actually want to grow in life. Most people want growth. They want progress. They want a better life, but they don't want to accept what comes with it. Because growth is not just about doing more, it's about seeing clearly and accepting things that are uncomfortable. Things like your current situation, your habits, your mistakes, your responsibility. That's what most people avoid. They look for external solutions, new strategies, new motivation, new ideas, but they ignore the foundation because without acceptance, nothing changes. You can try, you can push, you can work harder, but if you don't accept reality, you keep repeating the same patterns. You keep making the same decisions. You stay in the same place because denial keeps you stuck. It creates excuses. It creates delay. It creates comfort that prevents change. That's why acceptance is powerful. Because the moment you accept something, you stop fighting reality. You stop avoiding truth. You stop pretending, and you start seeing clearly where you are, what needs to change, what you need to do, and that clarity is what creates growth. Not motivation, not luck, not timing, but awareness. So in the next part, we're going to break down these things, the ones you need to accept, even if they're uncomfortable. Because once you accept them, growth becomes possible. Number 1, you are responsible for your life, not your past, not other people, not your situation, you, your choices, your actions, your direction. And until you accept that, nothing truly changes because responsibility is where control begins. Number 2, growth is uncomfortable. It's not easy. It's not smooth. It doesn't feel good all the time. It requires effort, discipline, sacrifice. And if you keep avoiding discomfort, you keep avoiding growth. Number 3, you can't change everything at once. You want fast results, big changes, immediate progress, but real growth is slow, step by step, habit by habit, day by day. And if you don't accept that, you quit too early, before anything has time to build. Number 4, you will fail more than once, more than you expect. And that doesn't mean you're not capable. It means you're trying. Because failure is part of growth. It shows you what doesn't work. It forces you to adjust. And if you don't accept failure, you avoid trying. And if you avoid trying, you avoid growth. Number 5, you don't always know what you're doing. There will be uncertainty, confusion, moments where you feel lost. And that's normal because growth means entering the unknown, doing things you've never done before. And if you wait until everything is clear, you will never start. Number 6, not everyone will support you. Some people won't understand your choices, your direction, your growth. They may question you, doubt you, or even distance themselves. And that's hard, but if you depend on approval, you limit yourself. Because growth requires independence, not validation. Number 7, you have to let go of who you used to be. Your old habits, your old mindset, your old identity, because you can't grow while holding on to the same version of yourself. Change requires release, and release is uncomfortable, but necessary. Number 8, progress takes time, longer than you expect, longer than you want. There will be days you don't see results. Days you feel like nothing is working. But growth is not always visible. It happens quietly, below the surface, and if you don't accept that, you lose patience. You quit too early, before anything has time to develop. These things are not easy to accept because they challenge your expectations, they remove comfort, they remove illusion. And what's left is reality. Clear, direct, unavoidable. But that's where growth begins, not in comfort, not in denial, but in truth. And once you accept these things, you stop fighting reality. You stop resisting change. You start moving with it, step by step, without needing everything to feel perfect. Because growth is not about feeling ready. It's about continuing anyway, even when it's hard, even when it's slow, even when it's uncomfortable. That's what makes it real. And here's the truth. Growth is not blocked by lack of effort. It's blocked by lack of acceptance. Because as long as you resist reality, you stay the same. You keep making excuses. You keep delaying. You keep repeating the same patterns. And nothing changes. Not because you can't change, but because you haven't accepted what needs to change. That's the turning point. Not when you feel ready, not when things get easier, but when you see clearly, when you stop avoiding, when you accept the truth, even if it's uncomfortable. Because acceptance gives you clarity, and clarity gives you direction. You know what to fix, what to improve, what to let go. And once you know that, you can act, not perfectly, but intentionally, and that's enough. Because growth is not about doing everything right. It's about continuing, even when it's hard, even when it's slow, even when you don't feel ready. Because every step forward is built on acceptance. Acceptance of where you are, acceptance of what's required, acceptance of the process. So if you want to grow, start there. Stop resisting. Stop avoiding. Stop pretending things are fine and face reality. Because the moment you do, everything begins to change, not instantly, but steadily, one decision at a time,